Hey, got some good news for you. We've been analysing the pace compared to our rivals, and it looks like we'll be very competitive. Keep up the good work.
What is going on, guys? It is Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my F1 2017 career mode, and we are here for the Chinese Grand Prix. Now, may or may not have done this piece of commentary already, but I accidentally forgot to click record on my Audacity, but nevertheless we're going to attempt this recording and this commentary again for the second time running, but obviously you guys won't know about the first attempt, so we're just going to completely run it through as if nothing happened. So here for China, round 2 of the season, and if you did miss episode 1, then do urge you to go check out the card in the top right hand corner of the screen right now, and do watch that one before you come to this episode to see what happened and how season 2 got off to a pretty interesting start, and overall very enjoyable race in Australia. First time running on 110% AI, and it was a proper challenge, I've got to say. It was a really, really tough race. Had to be on the limit every single lap, extracting maximum performance, almost like qualifying laps, no matter what tyre I was on. And it was a very tough race, and hopefully there should be more of the same here this weekend. Obviously, China, I managed to score a podium last year thanks to a bit of a worldy old strategy here, and pulling one out of the bag against all odds, really. And then that would have been my last podium into, I believe, Mexico. So you know, this is a track that we did do well last year, but obviously that wasn't 105% AI, and we're now at 110. So we've got to be realistic here, and it wouldn't be right to expect the podium when if you look at Australia, it sort of basically signifies that we're just a solid midfield team. We are the 4th best team in the grid, basically, in the constructors. Even though the R&D tree doesn't suggest it, we do seem to be the 4th best team consistently on pace. But speaking of the R&D tree, a lot of you guys have been commenting on the past videos saying, like, why don't I show off the tree more, and why not show off the progress. And the thing is, I'm not going to show off every single video because not much happens in this game compared to F1 2016. However, if you guys do want to see how things stack up going into the next race in Bahrain, then do stick around until the end of the video, where I do run in depth on the R&D tree, and you guys can see exactly how the full cylinder stacks up in both the chassis, the aero, and the engine department, and also what upgrades I put on at the end of this episode for the next race in Bahrain. So I do urge you to go stick around if you do want to watch that and see how we're performing right now in the R&D charts. But as you can see, just capping off practice here, having a few struggles with the qualifying performance test, and eventually we got it on our last attempt there, and then finally we would move on to the race strategy, and this one actually went much more smoothly than the qualifying test. The qualifying test just really struggled around. I don't know why, just a real challenge. But overall, I will say this, for the R&D points that we're getting today, we are going to focus on the durability. I want to try and get all of my engine parts past phase 1, and that should be hopefully enough, if we have no major issues, to get to the end of the season on the 4 mandatory parts, and hopefully use no more, because basically I want this to sort of benefit me in the long run. So come the second half of the season, once people start taking grid penalties, I can stick to my original components and gain places on the grid and hopefully have better races. But we're now going to jump into qualifying, and as you can see, we're currently doing our Q1 lap, and we got overtaken by Sebastian Vettel on the lap there, and that cost us a bit of time, and he eventually went fastest. So we're not ideal with first lap in qualifying, but on that second and final run here, as you can see, we're pretty much running it pretty close on the timer. We're in P16, so we've got a lot of work to do on this lap to try and pull it back. And straight off the bat into turn 1, I run it a little bit too wide into 1, and then into 2, also missed my apex there slightly, and then also into turn 3, just going very wide here, and just can't get the traction, and I can't get the nose in, and the setup felt fine up until this lap. I was pushing too hard, I'm overdriving the car, and it's not working for me. As we go into turn 5 now, 3rd gear corner, I missed my apex again, and we're a quarter of a second down on the delta. Luckily, we have a good exit out of turn 5, and now into turn 6, which is now absolutely flat out compared to last season. Thanks to the upgrades over the course of last season, we're now flat out through there, turn 6, and then into turn 7, a couple of gears down, and then into turn 8, 3rd gear. Very tricky section this one, because you can run very wide out of this corner, turn 9, so you've got to be very careful through that section. But now into turn number 10, we are now up on the delta, so we're doing pretty good here. 3rd gear corner, and then flick it right, short shift to 4th through turn 11, which feeds into turn number 12, which is the banking itself, and then basically just kink out onto the back straight, and I'll wait for the DRS to become available. But right now we're about 8 tenths, 7.5 tenths up on our delta, because obviously last lap, like I said before, but Vettel overtook us midway through the middle sector, so that's going to give us the net gain of time that we have. But now spot the 100 meter board for the hairpin, and I get it all just a little bit too hot on the brakes. Luckily though, I get the nose back in, and I get some great traction on the exit, which allows me to recover most of the time that I lost by running in too hot, and then eventually through the final corner in 4th gear, getting a nice run there, using all the track available, and then open up the DRS and across the line. And the question is, where is our lap going to put us in the timing charts? And it's going to be P16. Ooh, not the best, not the best. I expected more of an improvement, but clearly 8 tenths wasn't, 7.5, 8 tenths wasn't really enough for that, and we qualify in P16, and my teammate Esteban Ocon in P12 there, so we're a little bit down the order here, and not the best of qualifyings, and also maybe a sign that Force India were struggling, because in Australia we got 9th and 11th compared to 12th and 16th, so a few struggles here for Force India as a team, but hopefully tomorrow on the freestyle strategy we can try and turn it around, so hopefully we can jump into that now for tomorrow, for the race, for the Chinese Grand Prix. Okay, so here we are then on the grid for China, round 2 of the season, and P16 on the grid after a very disappointing qualifying, which is one that I'm going to want to forget very quickly, and, you know, we need to try and bounce back here today. Ocon is a little bit further up the grid, and we need to try and at least beat him after he beat us last race in Australia. Obviously, this race last season, we did score a podium, however, that was on 105% AI difficulty. So, the challenge this season is much harder on 110. But hopefully with the free choice of tyre, we can do some damage. And speaking of tyre, as you can see looking at the race strategy, we're going for a one-stop here. And the plan is simple. We're going to use the soft tyre and switch over to the medium and try and be nice and aggressive with the strategy at the same time. So even though we're going to only do the one stop, we're going to try and push on these tyres and try and really see how much we can lean on them and try and extract the maximum possible pace and not really try and save too much. Also, above target on fuel. I've got plenty in just in case I need to use rich mix at any moment in this race. But other than that, P16 is going to be very interesting into turn 1. Got to try and keep our front wing in one piece if possible. So with the intro being done now, we can now jump into the race for round 2 at China for the race. Right, here we go then. China, round 2 of the season, and it's going to be 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go. Let's have a good start here. Pretty poor launch actually. I've got a couple of McLarens trying to make the move on me here, but overall a very poor start on the sort of compound tyres. We go into turn 1 for the first time, trying to pick up a line here. So we got the inside, we've got a few positions gained here. Oh, we got contact, we got a spinner in the form of Sebastian Vettel. We're just going to slide through. Oh my god, yes please. Oh my days, what has happened there? Right, we've just been given a huge opportunity this race, up into 3rd place on the soft compound tyre. What's happened there? It's a Mercedes 1-2, and both of the Ferraris have had issues, but oh my days, I'm into 3rd place. Oh wow, so Vettel was the one who went for a spin. He got tangled up in some contact, and also Raikkonen lost a heap of time, but I'm not complaining because we're now in 3rd on a very solid race strategy and a solid race tyre here. So let's keep going and let's see what our pace is like. We are going to get overtaken, I'm going to expect, from a few cars behind, especially those on the super soft tyres, but that's to be expected, to be honest, in this opening part of the race, as I'm on a slow compound of tyre. But let's see if I can get used to these dry conditions and try and improve based off of qualifying, because obviously qualifying was my first bit of practice around here, and my first laps in the dry conditions, as practice 1, 2 and 3 were all in the wet conditions, so I couldn't get any dry tyre practice, so I'm still learning the track at this point. But let's try and focus, get a head down and see what our pace is like. Okay, DRS is now enabled, and here comes Felipe Massa. He's got a huge run on me with DRS, and also Raikkonen not too far behind. So we've got to be careful. We're going to have to try and defend for our position here. Felipe on the inside. I'm going to try and go around the outside. Have I got enough traction on these tyres? I think I have, and I'm still defending my position here. Massa's going to look for the outside into the final corner, but there's no room through there, and I just defend quite nicely and hold on to my position here. But right now, sort of roaming in the mid-38s, Mercedes are in the low 36s, so they're pretty much just over 2 seconds a lap faster than me right now. So I'm holding up this huge pack of cars here with these slow lap times on this slower tyre, but the train you can see behind me formed, those are the ones that are faster than me right now, obviously, in terms of raw pace. So to say that's about 7 cars, that's not too bad to say I'm on this slow compound tyre. Obviously, that's going to be a couple of Ferraris, a couple of Red Bulls, a couple of Williams, and I'm going to guess maybe 1 or 2 Renaults, but still, that's pretty good, and I'm rather happy looking at where Ocon is in the minimap. He's absolutely miles behind, so we're looking pretty good so far, and I just got to try and continue defending from those behind, and we should be okay. So let's try and do that and try and keep Felipe behind me. Okay, here comes Massa once again, and we've got Raikkonen for company here, and I don't like the way this is going. Massa's going to get boxed in, and instead it's Raikkonen who goes for the move here. I'm going to have to go around the outside once again into the hairpin. Can I defend my position? Kimi's on my inside. This time he's further ahead than what Massa was, and he's just got too much power in that engine, and he just gets past me there. So Raikkonen this time makes the move and successfully, unlike Felipe Massa there. So Raikkonen now up into third place, and he's going to be wanting to try and hunt down the Mercedes, the defending champion. Meanwhile, I'm still keeping Massa behind me. So let's see how long this lasts. But right now, I've got some good pace, and it's all looking pretty good so far. Just got to try and keep this going here, because right now I like my chances of getting a good result here. Okay, here comes Felipe again, DRS wide open. I'm going to put my car a bit more to the centre of the track here, but Massa is still committed to the move nonetheless. But I'm going to try and go around the outside of him once again here at the hairpin. Massa on my inside, but I've managed to defend nicely there, and I'm still ahead of the Brazilian here, and I've got his number into that corner, so that's very good to see, and I know how to exactly defend from him now, unless he goes for a very reckless move, so that is good for me to know. Reasonably good lap times also. I 10th off my personal best, so not too shabby, so the pace is still very good on this tyre, and things are looking still pretty good here. Okay, same thing again. Here comes Felipe. He's not going to let me breathe. However, this time he is a bit closer, and I'm going to actually cover the inside, but he flies by around the outside. Kind of hold the inside on the brakes here. It's going to be very tough. Massa's this time going to go around the outside, so roles reversed from the last 3 laps, and Massa's actually done me around the outside, so he's gone for a different approach, and it's worked for him, but he's gone straight to the pit lane. So, interesting enough, very strange strategy. There's some of the super soft runners getting off them supers already, which seem to be worrying. So very odd. Also yellow flag behind, so something might have happened on track. And we got a safety car, a huge safety car that is. Because do I come off these tires now? Do I come in? This is very interesting. Do I come in or do I stay out? This is an awkward strategy right now. But I've got loads of fuel saved up. I've got over 2 laps. I'm going to save a little bit more, and then I can run a little bit more rich mix. But I don't know what to do now. Do I come in? Oh, this is very awkward. Oh wow, it's my teammate who's out of the race. Esteban Ocon out of the Chinese Grand Prix. Jeez, so very unfortunate. I think I'm going to come in for a set of mediums right now. Okay, so into the pit lane. Let's try and push this pit entry here. We're currently down on the delta as you'd expect, so let's make this a very good pit entry. Let's try and push it a little bit onto the limiter, hit the 80. There we go. Right, solid pit entry there. Now the question is, what the team going to do? I've decided to pick the medium tyres, so oddly enough everyone else is staying out. Those on the super softs are staying out, which is interesting strategy to say the least, but I'm going to rejoin on fresh mediums in around P13-14, so strategy wise I'm going to be pretty good in terms of the target, so I will have to do one more stop, but hopefully that stop will be for super softs. If I can do maybe like 8 laps on super softs, then that'll be the strategy going forward. Meanwhile, we've rejoined right behind Sebastian Vettel here, so interesting scenes as Vettel's obviously going to make his way through the field, so hopefully I can follow him through. But like I said, it's going to be interesting now because those on supers haven't stopped yet, so will they pit this lap? Okay, so I've completely just forgotten to commentate over the safety car restart, but so far all was Van Dorn slows down. We've got a slow car, I think, there in the form of the Williams, who's got some issues, and Vettel's made the move on Van Dorn. I'm all over the back of Van Dorn here, but I need to wait for the back straight to have a chance. I've got Hulkenberg on my inside. Instead I'm going to go up the inside of Stoffel here, 3 wide into this corner. It's very tight. I'm going to have to just barge my way through, and Hulkenberg looks very racy in that Renault on them tyres. But here we go, we're going to kink up onto the back straight now, and let's see what sort of straight line speed we have in rich mix. Here comes Hulkenberg. I'm going to pull to the inside, give him a good old squeeze here, but Nico, look at the speed of that Renault. What the hell? Oh my days. Right, into the brake zone. Can I push it and go around the outside of Nico here on these fresh tyres? It's going to be very close, but I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the traction on the fresh mediums, and there we go. We're still ahead of the German here as we now go through the final corner. Got a couple of cars in the pit lane, and these are the super soft tyre runners that I was on about. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg just won't leave me alone, mate. Bugger off, honestly, with your straight line speed. Right, he's going to run my outside at turn 1, so fair play to him. I'm just going to go straight back up the inside at turn 2. Grosjean go very slowly here, and that's going to allow me to go around the outside of him, possibly. It's going to be a very tricky move to pull off. I'm going to give it a crack here. Back end steps out at me. Hulkenberg's tagged me, and oh no, lost the slight bit front wing. Oh, come on, please get going. Come on. I'm losing all my advantage here. Come on. Here comes Bottas. Right now, I've lost all pace. I don't know what's wrong with my car. My car feels weird. I'm having a lot of screen freezes also. I don't know what's going on, but I've lost just all form of pace now. So I don't know what to do. Here comes Bottas. He's made the move on fresh supers. I don't think I'm going to go on the outside. I just haven't got the grip compared to him, and I've also got a little bit of front wing damage. So I don't know what to do now, whether to just pit or what. I really don't know. Raikkonen comes in. So I mean, look at the understeer I've got. Normally I can do that no problem, but here now in these conditions I can't even do that corner anymore. I mean, it's just so frustrating. Then we've got Lewis there on the inside. I'm just going to sort of close the door on him there, but I feel like we're like in a net last place now, because I'm going to have to stop again. Oh my god, I've got no grip. What? Oh man, what's going on? I'm just dropping through the field. I've got no traction, no grip, no nothing. I've just got very little front wing damage, like it's nothing, but for some reason I just can't get the car pointing in the right direction. I'm fighting it every possible corner, and like this corner here, I mean, look how the AI just completely go away from me. I just I've got nothing at the moment. I don't know what to do. Do I pit? I'm like 2 laps away from making it to the end on soft, so that might be the only option. I got Verstappen behind me, but I've got DRS, so he's not going to be close enough to make the move. And also, we've got a little train of cars being formed up ahead, so that's going to be my saving grace. But right now, oh man, we're in trouble. Right, here comes Verstappen. He's gone to the inside. I'm going to squeeze him a little bit. He's made the move though, so there you go. He's up into P11. We're getting a lot of lag at the moment, which isn't helping me. But I don't know how this race has gone so bad all of a sudden. I was so comfortable before that safety car, and now I genuinely feel like I might have been in net last place. I've got no pace around here. I'm really confused now, and my driver rating is taking a big plummet here, and I'm really struggling. But wow, yeah, I'm just absolutely nowhere at the minute. I'm a bit lost. Here comes Carlos Sainz. He's pulling to the inside. Everyone's just walking past me at the moment. It's just so frustrating, and I've got no response to it. It's just annoying. Sainz is still on my inside. I'm trying to out-traction him, but I thought this car's meant to be good in a straight line and good in acceleration. It obviously isn't. I mean, look at that. Sainz just mugging me off, going around the outside of me there. Luckily, I've managed to defend my position, but I'm really just angry right now. Just angered overall. Like, there's Magnussen. He's got a pit stop on me already. How's that happened? Because of that safety car? Because I was in 3rd or 4th. I mean, I really don't know anymore. I'm just so confused. Either way, this lap I'm coming in for soft tyres because I can't handle this damaged front wing and these crappy medium tyres. So I'm getting off these right now because I've had enough. Right, here we go then into the pit lane, and oh man, I'm so frustrated. I don't know how the race has taken such a bad turn, but here we go then. Let's try and get it also down for the pit entry here. Try and push the limit a little bit. There we go. Solid pit entry. Switch over to the soft compound tyres. But the question is, where am I going to rejoin? I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the points, which is slightly concerning, especially because I've got a front wing change. So, oh man, right, let's see. We're at P17 right now. We're going to drop way further down the order though. Here comes Van Dorn, and then I think whoever's last is right behind him. So I'm going to be in last place. Oh wow, this is going to be a really frustrating race now, and I'm lagging all over the place. Right, let's see what we can do. Okay, right behind Lance Stroll here. He's going very slowly at the moment. I think he may have some front wing damage. In this game, I've got to say, if you lose a bit of front wing, you're absolutely screwed in this. And there we go, we fly past Lance Stroll. And I'm trying to see if he's got any damage, and it doesn't look like it. So he just doesn't have any pace on that medium tyre. So maybe the medium tyre is one to stay away from, and maybe it's just one that's a bit poor. But Stroll isn't going to make the move on me here, especially because I'm on these fresh tyres. So there we go. We make the move on the Canadian. Now we're going to make a move very shortly on Stoffel Van Dorn. I'm going to use all up my rich mix now, and really push hard now in this final stint and see what I can extract out of this race and see if I can still score a possible point. We've got a car in the pit lane there, which is going to promote me another position. That's Marcus Ericsson there, so it's another place gain. They all count. And now let's see how close we can get to Stoffel Van Dorn and see if we can pass him in the next few corners. I think actually I might have a pop down into turn 5, so let's just try and get nice and close to him here and have a good exit, which we have done. Pretty good exit speed through here. I'm a bit far away, but the straight line speed deficit of the McLaren should make up for my gap that I need. Pull to the inside, and it's a fairly simple move on the braking here, and we're now up into 16th place. Now we've got some clean air. Let's try and use it and push as hard as we can. Oh wow, Hamilton's out of the race. That's big. Will that trigger a safety car? That would be a good opportunity for me to get back in this race. It doesn't look like it has, so the race winner from last time out in Australia is out of the Chinese Grand Prix, so that is big already for the championship. Also, we're going to regain a place here, getting past Alonso, setting a personal best lap in the process. So now up into 14th place, soon to be P13 once we dispatch of the retired Lewis Hamilton. I noticed already counted his retirement as a position gain, so we're into 14th, a few more places and we'll be back in the points, but we've got to make up some serious time in the remainder of this race. I think we've got another retirement actually on the pit entry. I think it might be Jolyon Palmer who's retired from the race, or at least that's what I saw. I saw a yellow flag there momentarily on the pit entry, and yeah, it is Palmer who's out of the race. I'm now up into 13th place. We've got Massa in the pit lane, so that's going to promote me now up into P12. And yeah, there you go, Palmer's out of the race, and there's 3 cars I can see on the map just ahead there, so we may still get points this race if we get these cars to the end. So I'm slightly more motivated now, so let's try and push on now and see if we can turn this into a positive race ending result. Oh, yellow flag up ahead. Verlon's got issues and he's going very slowly. I'm going to presume he's got a puncture, so there we go, up into 11th place. Everyone's just having issues this race, literally. Either a failure, a car breakdown, or just something happening this race. It's all kicking off here in China, but we're now 1 place away from possible points. Oh wow, another safety car. Wow, what is going on this race? It's literally a mad one. Everything's kicking off. The issue is I haven't got any fresh softs or fresh super softs, so I don't know how worn that set of softs is, but I could risk it, or I could risk a set of super softs. I think I'm going to go for the used super softs because we're in safety car conditions. We'll be going at a few laps at a reduced pace, so really we'll be doing basically like 7 racing laps. So I think I'm going to change my strategy and go on to super softs. Unless, do I just stay on these until the end of the race? Oh, this is very awkward right now. I mean, I'm at the points anyway. Do I just risk it and just throw the kitchen sink? I mean, I think a lot of people have done their final stop, so I'm going to have to pass them on pace. So I really don't know right now. Yeah, okay, I'm going to stay out. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to try my best. So we're just going to stick it out here and hope for the best. So there we go. We've got past the car already. So we're into 11th. However, that was a lap car by the look of it. So we're going to be basically on the back of the training cars, but hopefully we can use Rich Mix for the rest of the race. That's going to be the aim now, to save as much fuel as possible. Use Rich for the rest of the race and try and attack the guys ahead, even though we're on slightly more worn soft tyres. So the task is simple. Let's hope to make that a reality and try and get some points today. Right then, the safety car is in this lap. A different kind of restart compared to the last one. The last time we bunched up really towards the end of the straight, and it was much more closer together as a pack, but this time we're much more spread out. We're going to go up into Rich Mix. We're going to get ready to pounce here and react to the yellow/green flags here. The safety car's about to come into the pit lane, so any second now we're going to make the reaction. So let's try and time it right. Here we go. Any second now. Still yellow, still yellow. I'm on the inside of signs. If I can just hold it here. Wait for the green, wait for the green. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, let's go racing now. So we're nice and close to Carlos. Let's try and make this final stint a good one. And I'm not leaving here today without points. So I want my points. Even if it's just one, I want a point scoring finish. So let's get on our way. Let's push really hard now and see if we've got any pace left in these tyres and see what this car is all about. Here we go. First corner. Grosjean seems to be going slowly on their medium tyres, and me and Sainz all over the back of him here. So it's going to be moves early on. Also a couple of blue flags in there, but let's see what our pace is like. Okay, through the banking, Grosjean's going very slowly on that tyre. He's got some serious issues. Massa's looking very racy behind me on that soft tyre. But here we go, picking up the toe on Grosjean and Carlos Sainz. Massa's making the move to my inside. I'm going to force him to the inside. It's going to be 4 wide into the hairpin. Who's going to break the latest here? It's going to be very tight. I take the inside line and I've made it work. What a move, and that is fantastic. Up into 9th place. We've got a car in the pit lane here. I hope it's not a lap car. It's not. It's Kevin Magnussen. So we're now up another position here. We've got yellow flags behind. Another retirement this race. So it's all kicking off here in China. One of the craziest races I think I've ever seen. But right now we're into 8th place and into the points. And now let's see if we can chase the guys up ahead. Have we got any pace left to try and get anything else out of this race? Let's wait and see. Oh my god, we've got yellow flags again somewhere. What's going on this time? We'll have to wait and see, but now Bottas is out of the race. Oh my, the other Mercedes is out. So both Mercedes cars are out of the Chinese Grand Prix. This is a hectic race. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. I don't think I've got enough cap limit. So I don't even know anymore. This is just a mad race. It really is absolutely hectic. I'm about to run out of rich mix, and my pace is leveled out about a 1 minute 37. I'm slowly catching Hulkenberg, but it's not really enough to get within DRS, which I'm a little bit concerned about. And I don't know what's going to go. And I think we've... Oh no, not again. Another retirement. No. Who is it this time? Oh my god, it's Sainz. Sainz is out of the race. What's happening? Everyone's just leaving this race. Like, literally nobody can be asked anymore with this race. Oh my god, man. I don't even know anymore. Okay, so I think Felipe on fresh soft tyres has got a little bit of a pace advantage over us, because mine are starting to get a little bit worn now, and they're starting to scream a little bit. So Massa makes the move. I'm not going to fight him too hard, and I'm going to hope that he can drag me towards Hulkenberg, because our pace is so similar. So hopefully if I can just follow Massa here, it's for the better, and we can try and catch Hulkenberg. Okay then, so that is that, and the Chinese Grand Prix is pretty much done after 28 laps, and somehow, after being backwards at turn 1, Sebastian Vettel has won the craziest Chinese Grand Prix I've ever taken part in. I mean, that was absolutely mental. Even the McLaren Honda scored a point, so that just goes to show how weird that race was. But, oh my god, I don't know where to start. 2 safety cars, 2 Mercedes DNFs, cars retiring, failures everywhere. Me, I thought I was, at one point I was on for a podium, then I was literally slap bang last, and then I finished in P8. Literally, I do not know what to say. Vettel making the comeback of the season already, possibly. So, absolutely incredible. And it was such a good Mercedes 1-2 at the start of the race, as you saw when I was in 3rd place and they were running away with it. And in the end, they scored absolutely no points. I don't even know anymore. This race is one of the maddest ones I've ever taken part in. Alonso, as you can see, gets a point from McLaren Honda there, so fair play to him, and good job for him. But overall, that was the Chinese Grand Prix, and the podium more or less in a normal order there, with Vettel winning ahead of Verstappen and then Kimi Raikkonen. So Red Bull getting a much needed podium there to boost their chances, to try and boost their performance a little bit this season compared to the last one. But other than that, that is the podium for the Chinese Grand Prix, and that is going to mean big changes, I think, for the race results and also for the drivers and constructors standings, which should be very interesting after this race. But other than that, that was China. And as we can see, looking at the final race results, Vettel wins ahead of Verstappen, with Raikkonen running off the podium, and then Ricciardo bringing it home in P4. Daniel Kvyat in an incredible P5, with Nico Hulkenberg in 6th place ahead of Felipe Massa, with myself in 8th, Lance Stroll in 9th, and Alonso scoring a point there from McLaren Honda. In terms of retirements, you can see that 5 retirements there, with Sainz, Bottas, Palmer, Hamilton, and Ocon, all not finishing the race there. So a big disappointing race for Mercedes there. And very a crazy race. Like, so many things happened in that race I can't describe. But looking at driver standings after that race, as you can see there, we dropped behind Ocon there into P9. We do pull it back though, so we are equal on points, and people like Kvyat and Hulkenberg making good progress there. But it's a Ferrari 1-2 in the drivers, and in the constructors, we are holding 4th place, with Red Bull getting the jump on Mercedes, who dropped on 1st, down to 3rd in the space of one single race due to a double DNF. But we're now going to move on to the final part of the video in the laptop to possibly purchase a couple of upgrades. Okay, so here we are after the race, and we've got our R&D points all saved up, and now the question is, what are we going to spend them on? So I do want to improve the car, but at the same time, I'm leaning, and I'm fancying a bit of reliability, and just making sure the parts make it. So I really do need to try and improve the turbocharger and the MGUH. So I think that's what we're going to do here. So the turbocharger, we're going to go for that there, and the MGUH, we're going to go for that one there. So that means, we'll slightly improve the engine. Hopefully, if I can just get these other 3 components, then that will be the durability done, hopefully, for this season, if I'm lucky. I might have to do 1 or 2 more, but then after that, we can then focus once again on the chassis and the aero. But other than that, guys, we're just going to sort of delve into this a little bit in more detail so you guys can see it. But as you can see in the aero charts here, we are the 4th worst team, and one big upgrade here, and I think we'll be making a big jump in terms of progress. So we've got a few upgrades lined up here that we could possibly make to really gain the time necessary. But in terms of the chassis, as you can see here, also the 4th worst team. but one solid upgrade here will see us jump up the pack rather nicely. So we've got to keep that in mind, and hopefully we can move on very swiftly in that department. And then also in the powertrain, you can see that we are equal third best with the other two Mercedes power cars, but one simple upgrade would make us the best car. So there are a lot of promising upgrades on the horizon, and we just need to start storing a few R&D points away, and then we'll be looking into a very nice scenario, and I think we could be overtaking Williams by as early as the Spanish Grand Prix in terms of the fourth best team. But other than that, these are the engine components right now, and they're pretty okay for wear at the moment. Obviously the durability upgrades are going to help out a lot, but other than that, guys, that has been this episode of Career Mode. If you have enjoyed it, then please do smash the like button. Let's see if we can try and smash 300 likes for this absolutely mental race. And also, if you're not here, why not subscribe to my channel for more F1 crazy races like that one you just saw. But also check out these videos on screen right now if you have missed them by any chance. Also check out the playlist link down below in the description. But other than that, guys, so thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.